Earth Defense Force 5 review by SsethTzeentach.
Hey people, Seth here. I'm doing my part. Are you? The world is a bad place, and unfortunately, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. No, seriously, look out your window.
Aww. Nice. Yeah, he's right.
You are now a member of the Earth Defense Force. Yesterday, you were just a civilian forklift operator, slash technician, slash mall cop, slash whatever this is. But regardless, God is coming back to Earth. He wants to make it a better place to live. A world free of pollution, free of microplastics, free of violence. Well, okay, not that one. But hey, that's 2 out of 3. Was there anything else? Oh yeah, free of humans. You guys need to go. Now, what are you gonna do about it? You're gonna do your part. With conflict comes war, and with war comes the dreaded draft. But I've got a tip just for you. You can't get drafted if you get enlisted. Enlisted is a World War II themed multiplayer shooter with a strong focus on historical authenticity. We're doomed to repeat it anyway, so why not get acquainted with Enlisted's massive arsenal of weapons, vehicles, locations, and fortifications. With dynamic firefights always keeping you in the heat of action, you'll have plenty of time to learn. While many college professors would charge thousands of dollars for a history degree, you can personally experience the horrors of war for the low price of completely free. Just use my link in the description below, or wait till the end of the video for a special offer. Earth Defense Force. Start as an
10 out of 10. I actually really loved it. I loved the little quip about you can't get drafted if you get enlisted. By the way, enlisted the game. I thought that was great. I thought the ad was actually, it was shorter than I expected it. It felt like it went by pretty quick. 10 out of 10. I loved it.
Excuse for Sandlot to reuse assets from other projects. However, in their quest for fast cash, they discovered something. A new market force. The primordial human desire for increasingly dangerous insecticide. Listen, raid is no longer enough. We're living in the Garden of Eden, and the best way to defend it is to burn it to the ground. As such, every EDF game is just the last game, but slightly better. For example, the Ranger can now do this. This franchise is in a constant battle to upstage itself, and surprisingly, it's still working. This game is certifiably insane, in the best sense of the word, because nothing makes sense. So, hop in. We've got aliens to fight, but before you can play, you'll need to pick a class. Here's a simple test to find out the right class for you.
Out of your friends, which are you?
I'm gonna love this. This is gonna be great. I always love these segments of just like find which class you want to play. No, I'm honest, like Earth Defense 4, I remember watching the Badger video, and it honestly goes hard. Like I owned it. I tried picking it up, and solo is just a little bit of a different experience. But no, this game generally tries to just do better than each prequel to it. It's wild. It tries to top itself each and every time, and it's the over-the-top nature. It's a sandbox that allows the player a lot of freedom, and it's over the top. It's such a recipe for success.
Freak crazy ass.
Amazing.
The fighter.
If you've never played EDF before, pick the closest thing to normality. For Ranger, every class shares one guiding principle. I can't see anything, and I have no idea what's going on. Thankfully, the Ranger has access to the standard issue EDF windshield wiper, the shotgun, which is only the beginning. EDF is a game of high explosives and higher explosives. C4? Why stop there? How about C20?
It's 5 times the power.
There we go. Now, go get him, champ. Much like the currency of Zimbabwe, the explosives of EDF have experienced hyperinflation because I have just unlocked C-70. Traditionally, tube-launched missile-based weapons platforms work by putting a rocket in a tube and then firing it out of a tube. However,
Man, Forgotten Weapons cameo? Oh, whoa? God, I was not expecting that.
this is no time for tradition. Reloading is for chumps, so we just cram like 5 in there at the same time. What's the worst that could happen? I mean, aside from small, unprovable changes in our reality. Each time you fire that rocket, Nelson Mandela dies on a different date. Each time you reload, the Berenstein Bears change once again. And each time...
I hate that, dude. I hate every time. I thought it's Bernstein, but no, it's Berenstein. Every time it messes with me, dude. It's like what? There was a... It was a Reddit copy pasta shit post, right? The Fruit of the Loom with the cornucopia. I think that was a specific like brand logo change at some point, though. I don't know, dude. The world of Mandela effects is crazy, especially online.
Time you hit the target, you do no damage because this is a post-nerf reality. But that's okay. Explosions don't even scratch the surface of what a ranger can do. Snipe your enemies from afar, minefield your enemies from up close, annoy your team with DNG grenades, weld the elemental powers of fire, acid, anime, and every flavor of Kool-Aid. Or the most powerful thing a ranger can do, change class. Yeah, sorry, I haven't been entirely forthcoming. If you're playing multiplayer, there is no reason to pick ranger. And if you're playing single player, you know what? I completely respect that. You do you. Presumably, as a consumer of Japanese entertainment products, no woman is physically present, or else she would save you from your poor decisions, physically punching the copy of Persona 4 out of your hands and freeing you from the path of a child predator. But
not Cupcake Man. I can't say his username because I'm pretty sure there have been YouTubers that said he tried to come back to YouTube again recently, I think. And by recently, I mean sometime in the past year. If you know who Cupcake Man is, you know who he is. I'm not saying his name because I don't want to get a YouTube strike. I don't want to get a YouTube guidelines violation. Like, yeah, there were people that were absolutely getting YouTube guideline violation strikes for talking about him. And I don't know if it's because they mentioned his name or not. I don't know if that flagged a bot or not. And it got into a really weird situation because it's like, YouTube, you protecting Cupcake Man, which, you know, that has aged really poorly considering Dr. Disrespect recently. And what is it, Ava Tyson? YouTube ain't doing good this past year, in my opinion.
fear not, EDF allows you to look upon the visage of a woman from a safe distance. Introducing the Wing Diver. If you're a Philistine, you might be upset because they removed her titty window. But I've stared at this brapper for at least 50 man-hours. So imagine my surprise. After 10 long years, she's finally wearing clothes. Let this be a lesson, fellas. If she says, "I'll be ready in 10 minutes," you've got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Take a nap, do your taxes, read a book, but for the love of God, do not leave a car running. Trust me, the money you save will be well worth it. Why? You might even save enough to purchase all the DLC. Now, who needs healing? Yes, this is a completely necessary and unavoidable business expense, and I will be deducting it from my taxes. Now, where were we? Yes, video games. The Wing Diver has a jetpack. The propellant is magic video game jet fuel, which has the non-Euclidean properties of a single Romanian, virtually infinite, and, given the chance, will asexually reproduce to maximum capacity. This
What? That one went a little over my head, if I'm being completely honest. That could be the what in tarnation American in me. That one went over my head. Woo!
also powers her weapons. Now, it may seem restrictive to fly and shoot with the same energy reserve, but don't worry, that's why they come with internal magazines, or at least they used to. But now, some overworked, glue-huffing intern made almost every weapon charge and discharge, which is great for single-shot weapons, but for anything longer than that, it's like...
Nice!
Oh, I guess I'm gonna be here for the next 20 minutes. There's no way to know this in advance. It's not a weapon stat. You have to read through the descriptive paragraph for every gun to find out whether it's magazine-based or magazine cringe.
Okay, technically, though, it does say it, right? RTFC, read the card, okay? It does technically say it. You might have to be reading through the paragraph to text Yu-Gi-Oh! Status, right? But it does still say it. That's like, oh my god. It's like if somebody asks, what does Phantom of Bell do? And you're just like, bro. Bruh. And you have to actually read the paragraph.
Life must be hard in Japan. Father, when I grow up, I want to be a UX designer. You bring dishonor to our family. No son of mine will ever create a good user interface. Get these notions out of your head. Now sit down for dinner. Your mother made your favorite tortured duck penis. Very nutritious. The fencer could be summarized as your motherfucking life ends 30 seconds from now.
Nice.
Defensor is the polar opposite of a winged diver. He's going to kill you, eventually, given time. But he's slow, very slow. But who cares when you can dual-wield anything? Miniguns, mortars, missiles, melee weapons, shields, whatever you want. Just remember, I lied. He's not slow
So he is, in fact, the wall. He is just the bulldozer. I love it.
at all. You get 2 slots for support equipment. So while the novice fencer veers around uncontrollably, the master fencer just instant transmissions to where he needs to be. I'm not a very good fencer because I have brain rot from all the hours I spent playing Air Raider. The
Fair.
Air Raider has guns, but more importantly, he has airstrikes. We're talking howitzers, cannons, bombers, gunners, orbital lasers, bulge lasers, whatever your heart desires. When something renders the game completely unplayable for anyone with screen shake on, you know it's good. EDF is fully aware that griefing teammates by your very presence is a fundamental human right. So now, Air Raider has a third weapon slot, and more importantly, the 150mm cannon fire. This game will inform you the status of every single airstrike in the current airspace.
I kind of love that, though. I absolutely love that. It's so different than, like, say, modern competitive games. Say, like, Hyper AAA, Quadruple A Studio made something like this, right? Like, or say, like, I'm talking specifically about, like, Activision Blizzard, right? If they made this, how many people would be complaining in the forums about, you know, just noise clutter, be complaining about griefing, teammates griefing them with laser strikes? And it's just like, bro, it's funny. You just call in laser strikes. Your teammates are clearly in the way. Which is like, I don't know, it's so funny because games like this are so up my alley, strictly because you have that freedom of choice, freedom of decision. And obviously, I'm pretty sure you're going into the lobbies or run into those people that are just hardcore griefers, right? And that they're trying to make the game worse for others. I'm one of those persons. Wow, I can speak English. I'm one of those people whenever I go and play OG Modern Warfare 2, because I'll just randomly decide mid-lobby, I'm swapping to the noob tube, and then the entire lobby devolves into noob tubes. Like, everyone's having a good, fair fight. I pop out the noob tube, and it's just, I watch just the lobby degenerate. It's so funny. So I'm kind of one of those people. But the fun is why you're playing this. The silly factor, the over the top, the campiness. That's a selling point.
It's the equivalent of telling me, a peaceful opium farmer in Iraq, that there's a Hellfire drone circling above me. Believe me, I already know. But hey, I know that when I'm incarcerated in a padded cell, I'll be comforted by the sweet sound of, "This is DE-202. We're flying to cover the ground units again." Who you calling a ground unit? I'm taking to the skies. Never mind. The Air Raider has a wide array of vehicles to choose from, provided they haven't already been stolen by the Ranger. But I digress.
Not
Here's
the
a
Ranger.
quick warning on handling. Every motorcycle is completely unusable. The depth crawler comes in clutch for underground missions, but you might need a barf bag. And finally, the armored vehicle grape is what happens when you sand your tires for aesthetic effect. Coincidentally,
Oh my god, dude! There's people that do stuff like that, though. Like, oh yeah, no, I had to sand down my tires, or I had what was the one I saw? I had to polish my brake pads, bruh. Oh no! I put the green gasoline in. What do you mean the green gasoline? Oh yeah, no, it's the Christmas theme one. They have the little green gas pump. You mean diesel, bruh? Certified bruh moment.
the grape is the strongest vehicle in the entire game. Speed versus armor isn't really a debate when a pack of spiders can unwind the fucking fabric of reality in about 3 seconds.
So good.
The Air Raider is described as a support class because I support my teammates into the afterlife. You know what? No, I'm tired of these friendly fire jokes. I no longer wish to be this person, this agent of chaos. It's time to turn a new leaf. Deploy Varumbas. Every class has lock-on weapons, which reduce the risk of friendly fire. And Air Raider has a suit of tools to make them even better. Most of these you'll use once, realize they're absolute trash, and never touch them again. But how do you get these weapons in the first place? Boxes. Just like your
Loot
unconscious
boxes.
roommate who's filled with delicious kidneys, every alien is a veritable piñata of goodies. Health pickups restore your health. Weapon pickups give you weapons, depending on a dice roll for some completely esoteric loot table, and armor pickups give you +1 max health permanently. This system is garbage. It sucks. Nobody likes it. It makes 0 sense. But EDF players aren't attracted to games that make sense. They're attracted to drywall and the the taste of a homeless man's adrenaline as you chase him through the streets of New York.
Honestly, though, I could see it, though. I feel like if you're like, oh, well, I want logic, I want realism, I want, you know, XYZ, it's like, you're probably not playing this game, okay? The reason I would play this game is that over-the-top factor, okay? My team just so happens to be in the middle of all the other enemies, okay? I'm gonna have to Hammer of Dawn the team. Like clearly they're just... Clearly, they're just expendable at that point. They're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Or the right place at the right time, depending on your mentality. Remember, context.
These new unlocks allow you to create a wide variety of team builds based on the situation. Finding out which situation you're in is a simple two-step process. Do whatever you did last time and get annihilated by some horseshit. One brainstorming session later and you'll figure it out. Rinse and repeat until, much like my clothing, the unending tide erodes away your very being. Until you are no longer a man, but a lifeless husk, driven by spite to beat just one more mission. This is especially true of a DLC, which replaces gameplay with cock and ball torture play. To
Amazing.
aid your team's camaraderie in these dark times, EDF has the most extensive voice command system you will ever see in your entire life, and most of them have voice acting. Remember, we might have 50-foot cruise missiles, but the greatest weapon of all is hope. When the situation is at its most dire, it's on you to ignite the fires of hope with song.
What?
Oh, we are the Alpha Team with passion and camaraderie. We are the Alpha Team with passion and camaraderie.
The game makes zero sense. Surprisingly, so does the story. This is a universe where everyone eats glue, including the aliens. However, it is imperative that you understand the plot. So, allow me to give you a quick rundown. So, first you're a civilian, then giant ants show up, so they give you a firearm. But when you get to the surface, it turns out there's an all-out alien invasion. News commentators speculate on which country could be responsible, as if it's already well known that Russia or North Korea has like a few thousand battalions of ants ready to go. More
It might be North Korea, though. Like, low-key. Kimmy Boy just riding over the hill on the ant.
Importantly, you need to get to safety. Your sergeant is terrible at directions, so wherever you go, you're never safe. Suddenly, a new type of alien gets deployed. To paraphrase the game dialogue, I can't shoot them. They're just like us. And then you see what they're referring to, and clearly it is indistinguishable from humanity. Look, 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head. My God. It's a featherless biped. The resemblance is uncanny. Then these guys get deployed and nobody says anything. Who's getting the best head? Post your comments in WeChat. And remember, Chinese Taipei belongs to the CCP. A giant battle takes place in Beijing, where it's rumored that humanity has some kind of super weapon. Also, Godzilla shows up. This is completely unrelated to the plot. Beijing.
Oh, no. Legally distinct lizard, remember? Legally distinct kaiju lizard. That's the one.
Defeats the invasion and reveals their super weapon. Pollution. No, I'm not making that up. It's pollution. Alien.
Is it actually just Helldivers? Like, what's the reason? We have the Spore Charger, right? Because of what we've done over the course of the game. Like, what was it? The stupid was insecticide or whatever. That's what caused them to start flying.
Are weak to air pollution, and their blood contains microbes that scrub the air of all pollutants.
Nice.
Late game also introduces green ants that eat concrete and digest microplastic.
Amazing.
Another kaiju shows up. Luckily, we have a giant mech for that. It turns out the aliens are working with giant bees. I have a small aneurysm and get back to writing this review. Science Lady gets desperate and turns to mythology. Apparently, ancient humans were created when God descended in an egg-shaped ship. She gets immediately gaslit by the radio operator, telling her, that's ridiculous. We live in a real world, not fantasy. Get back to work. Oh yeah, also, we need to find the egg-shaped command ship and blow it up. A Pacific Rim bar fight ensues for reasons unknown. Then, I spent 3 missions killing a walking fortress. I forgot why. Probably because my blood alcohol was high enough to wipe out a family of 4. Or
Okay, I thought that was MD 2020. I had to look over for a second. Man, I hear Mad Dog 2020. I hear that'll get you. That's the sneaky one, okay? You want to have something with hands? That's what you get.
my mind was preoccupied because you shoot the mothership and it turns into a biblically accurate angel. And
nice.
then God, capital G, descends to Earth. And what do? They try to arrest him. EDF tries to arrest God. And God resists arrest. So, naturally, we have to murder God. Yes, you killed God, because, after all, this is a Japanese role-playing game. God is dead, God remains dead, and we have killed him. And then a New Vegas-style epilogue plays to tell you that 90% of the world's population is fucking dead. As for the remaining 10%, they're in India. Please remember, this is the same nation where a politician tried to prove the safety of the Ganges River by drinking its water. Immediately, he was rushed to the ICU. After hearing this,
isn't India the same country that allegedly they had a submarine and they launched the submarine, but they forgot to close the hatch, so the sub sank? To be fair, there are a number of things you could point out about any country in that flavor.
I hope you understand what I mean when I say that EDF is a parallel universe where Down syndrome is normal, and chromosomes work like Pokemon. You
Amazing.
collect them all, and they battle for dominance. To close off, I'd like to share a story. In elementary school, for some reason, they put a special needs kid in the same class as us. He really wanted to play with an action figure we had, but we didn't let him, because, obviously, he's going to destroy it. So he shoved it up his ass, and now no one could play with it because no one wanted to. And also, we were really superstitious at the time. We thought that touching poop is how you catch AIDS. And for a pair of 8-year-olds, we were kind of half right. The homosexual apple does not fall far from the homosexual tree. EDF unintentionally revealed.
Wow, we're just gonna have that, just drop that in the middle there? Good God. Okay, look. In all fairness, did he not get the action figure at the end? Like, it's the 3000 IQ, not socially acceptable play. Bro, he's just built different.
Reveals a deep-seated truth about the human condition. Aliens, if you ever dare invade our planet, we're gonna destroy it first.
Yeah, pretty much.
Whoops. A 50mm Kampfwagen Kanonen shell just hit my neighbor. I know that because I've been playing Enlisted this entire time.
The double!
And I need help. Join for free and use my link for free days of premium time and several orders for troops and weapons. Where are we dropping? Anywhere. Enlisted is available on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation with cross-platform support. I'll see you on the front lines. As always, more content to come, so stay tuned. A warm thanks to the many members of a Merchants Guild generously funding and bankrolling these videos. Except, I haven't had an opportunity to charge you, but that will soon change. You're all truly wonderful.
Nice.
Have a good one.
What a banger of a video. Good God. If you haven't checked out SsethTzeentach for any reason at all, definitely do yourself a favor down in the description down below. For your convenience, I have added his original channel, as well as the original link to this video. I absolutely recommend you check out both, because, good God, this is quality content. YouTube definitely does not like his content, especially his Morrowind review. But good God, this is like actual quality shitpost content, and I love it. It's so good. Definitely go check him out. What are your thoughts? Have you played? Is this a pretty accurate review? Is this pretty much on point? Let me know in the comment section down below. Definitely check him out, and I'll see you in the next one.